I don't know if most of you know this or not, but how cool is this? These rear FD seats come with little zippers. So if you don't want to run like rear seat belts or some shit and you want to make it look tidier, just zip it up. That looks sick. Alrighty. Put these rear seats in, feed these plugs through the seat belts. It's not like anyone uses the rear seats anyway. You have to be really small to be using that shit. Alrighty. That is rear seats in. Seat belts through. Put that through. Tidy up these carpets. Grab these front seats. Not me dropping bolts left, right, and center. Now you figure out which ones are what. Because you've got stubbies, you've got longs, and I think the stubbies are for the front. Alrighty, let's line this up, eh? So we want stubbies at the front, no, stubbies in the rear. My bad, they're actually all stubbies. So, I don't know if you guys know with this, but with the FDs, they have, I don't know if it's with other cars or not, but they actually have like this fifth arm. I'm guessing that's what these long bolts are for. Usually I know where exactly everything goes, but it's been a while since I put this apart. And that goes into that fifth one. Yep. Sweet. Are these 14? Sorry to Zane in advance for being late, because I don't think I'm going to make it on time. Because I've still got to mount those. That should take me what? Alright, that's good as gold. Do the fronts. I've called up absolutely everywhere to get I've called up absolutely everywhere as well to try and get 100 by 50 25mm plates, so just mild steel plates, flat bar, and no one seems to have them. Well, at least that's small anyway. I've called up so many different steel joints on the coast. No, not even like the actual steel manufacturer. Called him up and he's like, nah, we don't hold that shit that small. I'm like, are you kidding me? And I need them for the K-frame, because the way that I've set this car up, if I'm driving and it goes to 0 PSI, the whole front of my car's fucked. It is going to hit that ground so hard. But if I get 100 by 50 25mm steel plates welded onto the K-frame, if anything, just for emergencies, if it does happen to go any further than I tell it, then it will hit those plates instead of ripping up half of my car. So, all about safety. Do it once, do it right. That's what I reckon. It saves you so much time money, dramas and issues. Oh, fuck, this is gonna be a close one. So close to this wall. Shuffle. Sweet. Might be on a winner here. Don't you hate that? You talk too soon. It's like, oh yeah, winner, chicken down. Nah, not today, son. Not today. Oh, okay. We might have a winner. Yes, Gary. That's what we want, Gary. Alright, bolts. Don't worry about me grunting like an old man 24/7. My knees hate me, and I'm only 22 this year. Like, who signed me up to that? The one thing you guys will notice is I can talk a lot of shit, but that's alright. Talking a bit of shit helps you get through, especially with cars. Other fellow mechanics will realise that, well, not realise, will know that if you don't talk a bit of shit throughout the day, or just a bit of like a relief, these cars can drive you nuts, especially if you're on a complicated job. Do the rear. What is going on? It cut out again. The battery actually died in the camera when I was inside doing the interior, but we'll do a quick overall overcheck. So pretty much I've gone through and I've chucked the whole interior back together. The remote will be sitting in there. I need to do a few adjustments and a few settings. So the whole interior is back together from the whole front end anyway. The rear is still getting done. So what actually happened was, when we went out, I actually got it running, and me and my mate Sean went down to just around the block for a test drive. We got onto the highway, so we did like a 10-minute test drive around my block, around the estate, all good, tested out fine. We hit the highway, and about 5 minutes onto the highway, the driver's side rear line actually bursted. So we had to pull up, try and find where the leak was, and there must have just been a bit too much slack from when we set the lines, and when I was cruising around with that max height, it must have just been hitting the side of the rim. So it ate through it. Unfortunately, it is what it is, but I was charging the GoPro and I had it in the on my toolbox ready to take. Completely forgot to take it, and I should have, because well, we broke down. But I'll show you guys now. So this is the line. It rubbed through here. It just absolutely ate it away. It took a solid maybe 15 minutes or so before it bursted through. The controller and module started beeping its head off, going nuts, saying, you know, low pressure, there's a leak, and we just felt the whole car just like lean to the side. And not gonna lie, it was pretty fucking scary. So tomorrow, I'm just gonna end the first vlog here because I'm tired. I just spent a fair bit just installing the new airline. We had to go pick up a new airline. I've had to jack up both sides. I bought some grommets, whatnot, just trying to prevent any more damage or any more leaks, because the last thing I need is another leak like that on the highway. So tomorrow we'll go through, we'll readjust the settings in the front, because me and Sean set the front coilovers at like full fucking slammed, so when I'm aired out I still have pressure in the bags, so then when I air it up and I go for a drive, it's stiff like coilovers. But the only issue with that is if I burst a line, it's going to go to 0, and it's on the ground at 55 psi. So yeah, we're going to do that tomorrow. So we'll go through, we'll do that, tidy up a few other things. There's so much stuff left to do on this list, but we'll get the front sorted. As long as the front and the airlines all that sorted, I can then start onto the boot, because then I know everything's in place, everything is where it's going to be staying, and then we'll start the boot. But till then, see you guys tomorrow.